10-4 here, brothers in Bitcoin, and I wanted to come back with a look at the overall stock market. I've actually made videos talking about a recession possibly coming to the US, stock markets crashing and things like that. I'll link that to the description of this video so that you can go ahead and check that out. But I wanted to jump right into this right here because I think it's important in order for us to understand the entire macro and microeconomic picture and what's happening with Bitcoin. You know, this is the Brothers in Bitcoin show, so most times we're talking about Bitcoin and what's happening in the Bitcoin world, but unfortunately the equity markets, which is the brother to Bitcoin, is falling, right? And it's aggressive. So we are in May, and in the equities market we have this saying, sell in May and go away. But I think it's a little bit more than just our usual May sell-off. I think there's a lot of economic uncertainties and a lot of economic pressures that's going to push this to new lows and new levels. So let's get into it. So right now we're looking at what we call the VIX. It tracks the volatility in the S&P 500. So the S&P 500 is the United States 500 largest companies that is traded on the stock market. And so this tracks that S&P index. And any reading over 30 is considered as extreme fear, right? And you can see right now we are at 31.15. So there's a lot of fear and uncertainty in the market. So yesterday we had the Fed meeting. Fed Jerome Powell actually pushed back a higher rate increase. We were forecasting the percent, maybe 0.75%, but we actually got a 0.5%. And then and in June they are actually looking to start tapering the $1 trillion support that they have been pumping up in the market. So we have here the volatility index showing us that there's lots of fear in the market. Let's also take a look here at the S&P. This is an ETF, exchange traded fund. This is something else that tracks the S&P, and you can see where I've drawn out more like a descending wedge. So I had the S&P maybe coming back up to retest this top. Still not totally out of the picture. However, today we are actually making a big move down. So right now the S&P is down 3.84 at the time of this recording at current price of $412.58. So we're here at this swing low, and so I'm guessing what will happen is if we don't get that bounce back to the top, most likely we're coming back down to this level, this low, which was 405, and then below that the next support level would be, that'll actually be around this level, 400. Let's just call it 400 and below. So you can see where price peaked here. This happened on January 4th at 479. And again, by definition, a stock crash is 20%. So right now we are about 13.88%, guys. Not too far off. Right, so we only got maybe a little over 6% before we are officially in a crash mode. Let's take a look at Apple. Another wedge, right? We had a descending wedge. We're right at the bottom of the range. So it's looking like we're gonna crack this area, right? Current price 157. We'll retest this low 150. If we blow past that, we'll be looking at Apple at a 138 and below, right? Let's take a look at Tesla, everyone's favorite. We've been on a downtrend. Let me just point this out. Been on this downtrend, right? We were expecting for Tesla to break this low right here. See this huge engulfing red bar? It's an engulfing bearish bar. And we were expecting for another push-up before we come back down, but the way the market is looking, the weakness that is in the market, I think Tesla will eventually break this area again. 760 is my target. But don't panic. You know, this is actually not a bad thing. And the reason why I say that is because I have a long-term view whenever I invest. I do short-term trading as well. But these are companies that you would want to be invested in the long term. Tesla is a technology company that's going to change the game for cars, right? Electric cars. They are the first movers. A company that's traded on the S&P 500, so it's a large company. You would definitely want exposure to this, not financial advice, because the trend is heading towards electrical cars, right? This whole idea of global warming, so they want to get rid of all the combustible engines and things that creates harmful things for us to breathe in the air. They want to get rid of that, and they want to go electric. And so Tesla is the company for that. And Apple is not going nowhere. Everyone, if not at least 99.9% of the people has an iPhone, maybe have iPads and Mac computers. So these are companies that are going to continue to thrive. And so when there's a crash happening, this is the reason why you want to be set. And I talk about these things because I take a holistic view of trading and investing. You don't only want to just have your money invested in the market right now. You don't only want to just go for quick income trades, but you want to set up a big picture portfolio where you have cash, you want to have cash flow, you want to have things that hedge and protect you in down markets, right? And then and with that cash, it presents opportunity when the opportunity is presented and a crash like we're coming to now. You come in, you pick up these companies at cheap prices, right? The whole basis of investing is you want to buy low, sell high. And this is how wealth is transferred from the unprepared to the prepared. So you need to get prepared today. Make sure you're paying attention. Subscribe to Brothers in Bitcoin, because I actually trade the equities market for income in order for me to fund my crypto and Bitcoin. We always have to bring it around to Bitcoin because, again, Bitcoin is future of money. I believe this is going to be what my grandchildren would use. This is going to actually be the wealth that's going to be transferred to us Bitcoin holders. Is what we'll be able to give to our grandchildren and their children, and pass on and on and on. So make sure you're paying attention, right? So I just wanted to come on really quick, talk about what's going on in the markets. And then subscribe to Brothers in Bitcoin right now. I'm Tim Ford. Until the next time, peace and love.